last year was obviously a transition year, and that was a huge benefit for the girls that are returning. We have 8 returners this year. Some of the struggles obviously were reflected in our 0-28 record, but the things that people don't see is we're building a new culture. And the thing that we love about it is the girls kept working, and they were working silently, and they really grew in the ways that we needed to grow, which were in character and in work ethic, and understanding that this isn't a process that happens overnight, and we're not going to switch things and be undefeated right away, but what we are going to do is build a strong foundation. And so some of those struggles that you have in a first-year transition is all about that new vision coming in, and really the girls adapting and buying into what we've decided to do for Laker volleyball. A couple of our strong returners are going to be junior middle blocker Liz Baylor, and she is just a fierce competitor. She wants to get better every single day. She's somebody that's self-motivated, which a coach always loves. She's somebody that has stepped into a leadership position and has really asked a lot more from herself and from her teammates. And as a coach, that's what you want to see. Your athletes are going to work so much harder for each other than your coach, and it's player driven. So she's going to be just a fierce competitor on the court this year, as well as in practice, which is going to help the whole group. She's also a great example on the other side of it in the classroom, both on the court and in the classroom, just for new athletes coming in and really giving that example in all realms. We also have Brooke Williams returning as junior outside, right side, and she's just a fun athlete to watch. She goes 100% all the time. She's somebody that has the kill that makes the noise, and fans like that. I love her work ethic. She's been doing a lot of training on her own and really been recommitted to this program, and again, in a leadership position. So those 2 athletes, along with our defensive base, they're really going to carry us this season. Our dynamic is going to be really interesting. With 8 returners, we also have our 8 new athletes. It's quite a mix in terms of age groups. We have 4 true freshmen and then 4 transfers at different levels. So it's going to be a really interesting dynamic. We have a lot of big personalities. We have athletes that were our first pick for recruiting, so we got really blessed in that. But we have specifically Morgan Kelly, our outside, that's coming from Muskegon. She's a strong athlete. She's a workhorse. She's somebody that's going to keep quiet. You're not going to hear from her, but you're going to see her. And I really appreciate that about her and the leadership position that she's going to take in terms of scoring points for us. We've made some changes in our roster for setting positions. So we have 2 new setters, 4 total. So we will be running a 6-2 offense. That's going to really be a strong point for us because we have so many offensive options, both on the right side and left side. Another up and coming for us is transfer Carly Wisen. She's a middle blocker for us. She's 6'1", and she moves really well laterally. She's somebody that is a 6-position player, and a lot of times middle blockers are, they stay up front and they don't go in the back row. So it's just, it adds more value to our team having somebody that can really play those 6 positions. And, last but not least, in terms of just our new athletes that people really need to watch is Paige Gotham. She is a top ranked in the community college world libero. And she is so much fun to watch. She's somebody that caught my eye multiple times when I was in a gym recruiting somebody else, and I just couldn't take my energy away from her. She's somebody that's going to run into poles for us, and we're probably going to have to hold back a little bit. So we're excited to see those 3 as they, take the court the first time for us in a Laker jersey. The GLIAC is really competitive. And it's not only competitive amongst each other, North and South Division, but nationally. And that's something that I want to be a part of. We've proven that with our preseason schedule. We're going to play some of the top teams in the nation, Division II, and that's what we want. We don't want to make it easy on ourselves. We want to go out and compete. We want to be challenged, and I know we'll be that not only preseason but with the GLIAC. And thankfully in the GLIAC we have some of those top-ranked teams, that we get to play for the whole season. And we not only get to do that from our own gym, but we get to see throughout the season how well we're doing. And I think the best competition is going to make us the very best team that we can in this first, inaugural season for my athletes that I've brought in. The GLIAC is not only nationally ranked, but it's so fun to see how we compete against each other and how there's some of those those teams that just have, something out for each other. I think that's the best part of competition, when you get to go into a gym and you might not have beat that team for a few years, and you know that this year's it. So it's really exciting to see those competitions come through.